Hey everyone, I'll be going through my setup for the Omega in 4 minutes video and offering a few tips for the boss in general. For Noct, he has the Sword of the Father, Blade of the Mystic, Axe of the Conqueror, Ullric's Kukris, Rare Metal, Founder King's Sigil, Black Hood, optional, and Princess Fatigue's No Jacket. For the meal, the Scientia style sushi was chosen for the guaranteed critical attacks. And since this is more of a guide and not a serious Omega fight like the other video, I'll be showing a few tips on how I approach Omega, like using spells and buffs. Some people may think I play on easy mode. The difficulty setting I always play on is normal mode, as you can see here. Alright, let's get to the fight.
Let's see what this thing can do.
So going into this fight, Prompto would usually use his first shot ability, but in this case he didn't. So we're going to have to wait until our tech bar reaches 2 to use Ignis's Enhancement and Prompto's Piercer. We're also going to be using a strength buff in the form of an item. So Enhancement. Strength buff. And Piercer. So this strategy was talked about in the comments for the Omega in 4 minutes video. So I wanted to thank those involved. I wouldn't have come up with this by myself, so thank you. With this strategy, the damage is multiplied so much. So Omega's gonna go Berserk, and I would usually switch to Prompto at this point. With the Clever Talisman, Prompto has infinite ammo for his SMG, which does affect Omega when it's Berserk. And when switching to Prompto, be ready to use Phoenix Downs because Noct's setup will most likely kill him. Yeah, he's gone. Even though the damage is little, I would still rather use this than Noct's Armature Bar, since it's more situational. But if you could use Armature at this point, you can use the Apocalypse move, since it's considered ammunition damage. I actually once crashed this game using this strat here with Prompto, since everything was happening all at once, so be careful. I'm gonna switch to Noct here. If you're using Armature here, you can, I would recommend to manually dodge these attacks, just to keep your Armature bar up. The Berserk mode is finishing. So I'll now be going through Omega's cross-chain opportunity. So, as usual, always attack the eye until it's vulnerable and have your spell ready. Preferably a strong lightning spell. Also, using a spell with this setup, I would say it's high risk, high reward. Since Noct has low health, and the spell can potentially damage him as well, and the other teammates. So you'll want to aim for Omega's body when casting the spell, and not its eye when the vulnerable state occurs. And I always like to make sure that the party isn't confused from the laser attack, just in case if I wanted to use Piercer or Enhancement. So we're going to be entering phase 2 of the fight, and Omega's going to start warping and teleporting. Be very careful with Omega's moveset for phase 2, because Omega's going to be doing a lot more jumping attacks when you're nearby. As you can see here, it's very annoying to deal with. But if you keep dodging, you'll increase your Armature bar, which is good. Gonna go off topic a little bit, but I wanted to thank you all for watching Omega in 4 minutes. It's the biggest amount of views and likes I've ever had for a video, and that's pretty crazy from my perspective. Like, I'm making this video as thanks, because there were some people asking about my level and weapon descriptions in the other video. So I'm just showing you, like, the weapons that I've used and the meal that I prepared earlier. So yeah, I really appreciate your time. I'm aiming to make more videos for 2019 because I didn't do that much for 2018. So I'm planning to make a few videos for Kingdom Hearts 3. I've been waiting ever since a kid for that game. And Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. But I will see how things go. I'm also thinking of going into episode Arden, which is thankfully going to give more backstory for him, which I appreciate. It's just a shame that it's going to be the last DLC for Final Fantasy 15, because I did thoroughly enjoy this game despite its flaws. I will admit the game irked me a little bit when it came to like paid DLC and the second bundle that was supposed to happen, but no, it is what it is. So I think Omega's gonna be in its vulnerable state soon after a few attacks. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so cast your spell at the body. There was much damage on the eye before doing a warp strike. And then hit the commands as usual. So the spell's continuous damage and our manual damage here combined should boost the overall finishing blow of the cross chain. Yeah, around 97,000 damage. It could be higher with the strength buff though. Alright, so I'm going to be finishing off Omega here with Armature So enhancement. Strength buff. And Piercer. And then Armature. Still be careful with Omega's moveset, like with the jumping, the Petrify Gas, and the lasers. But luckily at phase 3 of this fight, Omega uses its cannon, which leaves it in a vulnerable state for a few seconds. And as you'll see here, I got a bit lucky with the placement. It's a little awkward, but I am getting really good damage on Omega here. Damage is just crazy with this setup. And that's that.
The Omega's might knew no equal, until today.
So thank you for watching this guide. Please leave a like and maybe consider subscribing. I appreciate your time and have a nice day.